Hey guys, this is Odd1 Gaming. This is going to be another King Arthur Legends Rise video. Today is going to be a really fun one, at least for me, right? But hopefully, maybe for you guys as well, if you have the same heroes I'm going to show. And the reason why it's a fun one is because I beat Master of Death on stage 5. And that's a massive achievement because from the 5th stage, you have a chance to start getting the talismans for the legendaries. And obviously, you're going to need these to level up the legendaries. So it's going to be, it's a must. It's a must. Up until then, I was just doing 3, 4, it was tough. But I actually managed to do this one. And that's because you might have seen, I think, yesterday or the day before, depending when I posted my summons and when this one goes out, you might have seen that I've done a huge summon session. And that's one of the reasons why I guess that it's a little bit easier is because I improved some of my rares, right? I did improve some of my rares and pretty much I recorded the run because, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't because it has some RNG, but it's the same team that I made a video on before and just, some more relic level up, some more chivalries and stuff like that. And pretty much the team that I'm using, I guess let's start playing it, is gonna be Sarah, Anguish, Tristan, and then Baldwin. So because of the fact that the only legendary that I actually use is Tristan, which everybody gets, I guess I can easily call this a free-to-play friendly team, right? It's, it's not that hard to try and just build him right. And then when it comes to rares, you don't necessarily need a ton of the rares, right? It's like, if you just have the right ones built with some chivalry, with the right stats, they're perfect. Like, for example, in this team, apart from Anguish, that has like he's like chivalry 10, everybody else is just like chivalry 1 or 2, and it works just fine. Now, the way that you see me doing this fight is it's not perfectly full auto, and that's the reason for that is because, well, the way that this boss works, it's a bit tricky because in the first phase, if you try to target him, he's immune up until you take one of the legs out. So the way that I start to do it is I focus the leg on the right because that's the one that does AoE hit and has a chance to stun us. So that's why I always take that leg out, and then afterwards, do the whatever damage you can on the boss. But then after he, gets back up, I focus the other leg because he has a massive shield anyway, so I'm not going to do a ton of damage to that shield. So I just focus the other leg, take that one down as well, because every time he loses a leg, you see that the boss loses a percentage of HP, like you're going to see over here. As soon as I kill it, come on, just take that leg down. Just kneel, sir. See, boom. That's a big chunk of HP that he took down, so it does make sense to actually try and take those legs down in the first phase. Now, I'm not going to bore you through this because this one's pretty easy. I'm just fast forward, and then when I get to the boss part, this is where I use the same tactic that I used last time, and I've seen that works best for me. So, in the first phase of, I guess, the second wave of the boss, I focus him, right? My goal is to take the boss past that threshold, this one over here that you see. I want to take him past that one so that the tendrils go away and then the arms come forward. And by doing that, it kind of gives me a chance to take advantage of a part of the mechanics that the boss has, and that is, he will heal us if we do something specific after this second phase, right? So after we get past this one, I guess let me just push it a little bit forward so we get there so you see what I mean. Again, obviously you need some decent damage because when he charges up like this, you want to make sure that you take it out. You want to make sure you have some cleansing of the abnormal status where, that's where Baldwin comes in. Because if you don't do that, he pretty much one-shots you. So obviously you're going to need some decent stats. Now, after I took this one down, you're going to see that I'm switching my focus on the right side, right? On his left arm, I click it because the reason for it is, if you take the left arm out, if you kill that one, after he does some of his skills, he basically heals us, right? If that arm is down. And that's going to help with your survivability. And that's kind of like, our goal. You see that I'm focusing everything on that one. And then as soon as I do it, I think as soon as I actually take the arm down, he tries to do that and he heals us. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Okay, that one's down. I think he's going to get the turn. And let's see, is it this one? Yep, watch this. Boom. We got healed, right? So that's why you want to focus that left arm that's obviously on the right side, because that helps you with your survivability, and obviously that one's not going to hit you anymore. So it's still tricky, it's still the RNG of the abnormal statuses landing and all of that, but honestly, after I kill that one on that side, then I just focus back on the boss, and it's you know, it's pretty much GG. There's nothing, you know, there's nothing that can happen that can make me, you know, maybe if somebody starts dying, if both my DPS, Anguish and Tristan, if they both die, then like, yeah, I cannot do it anymore. But if at least one of them still survives the whole fight, I'm good, because I'm slowly taking the boss down, especially because, you know, I have the healer, I have the support from Bodwin, and then also have the healing that the boss does. I told you when he does, you know, when you took out that right arm. You see that this one does take a little bit, right? It says 5 minutes and 37 seconds, but it's totally worth it, right? I'm getting to the point where I can farm and try and get legendary talismans. Now, I guess let's have a look at the builds that I have on people. So, first of all, we have Sarah. She's 6-star, level 60, 4-star awakened. I do have a couple of skill ups over here, but honestly, this doesn't really help us for this battle, so it doesn't really matter. Equipment, she's running same old as I had of her for a while. Vigor and life set, I just maybe tweaked some of her stats. Now she has higher HP, decent speed, and then nothing else really matters for her, right? Sarah, you just want vigor, so she can keep generating that vigor. You want her to have a decent attack speed and then as much HP as possible, so her heals are as big as possible. Then when we're talking about the relics, I'm using the Storm one. As you can see, it's only 4-star, level 30, so nothing too crazy, and then no skill ups in here. Then when it comes to Chivalry, she is Chivalry 1 because I pulled some copies, but honestly, even if you don't pull copies of her, I would 100% tell you it's worth getting her to Chivalry 1, because having this to be able to keep cleansing debuffs every time she gets a turn is massive, right? This is what helps with her passive. Now let's move over to the next one. The next one's gonna be Anguish, which is arguably the rare that I focused the most on my account, right? Because I knew I'm gonna use him in every single dungeon, and you see that I'm using here as well. Even though Dot don't do as much damage, he still brings some solid damage just from the way that I have him built. So he's level 60, 6-star obviously, 4-star awakened. I almost have him like fully scaled up on his passive, but again, this doesn't help as much. Like this one, okay, it does help this passive because it gives him a bit more attack, but you don't really need it, right? You don't need to have him scaled up in order to do this. I do have his Chivalry 10 though, right? Like I said, I've had him Chivalry 8 for a while, then I did some summons, I pulled more copies of him, and now I have him Chivalry 10. Obviously gives him a ton of more stats. And I guess, honestly, you don't really need Anguish himself, but instead of Anguish, you can bring whoever's your next best damage dealer, because Tristan and Anguish are pretty much my two best damage dealers, and that's why I use them. Then when it comes to Anguish, he's in a Vigor set, and that's about it, nothing else, right? I don't have the second one completed yet. Total stats, he has a high amount of HP because I need this for Gorgos. He has a pretty decent amount of defense, good attack, decent attack speed, some crit rate, and then mostly effect accuracy because, again, he's in my Gorgos build. Obviously, as time goes by, I might have a second build over here for him where it's going to be just damage focused, right, where I would ignore his effect accuracy. That's something you can do, but I cannot afford the gear at this moment, right? So I'm just going with this. When it comes to relic, I do have a 6-star level 60 relic on him because, again, I'm using him. He's my most important one as I'm using him everywhere, and especially for Gorgos. And I did have one level skilled up over here, which just gives him more damage on the third skill, which is going to be awesome, right? 215% attack, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Have no awakenings. I need to work on farming that Shrine of Storms. I just hate that dungeon. Now, the next one in the team is going to be Tristan, you know, the guy that I always sing prayers of. I always talk about him because I feel like, you know, maybe too many people underrate him, but considering the fact that he's a free legendary, everybody gets him, I think he's worth investing in. He can do some pretty good damage. He brings attack speed decrease on both his first skill and his third skill, which is going to be awesome because whoever you're fighting takes less turns, which means your whole team takes more turns. So definitely worth building him. His relic is the Storm one, the base one. It's a 5-star level 45. Then when we're talking about his level, he's level 60, 3-star awakened, and then I do have one Chivalry because I pulled a copy of him, right? This one, I don't think it matters, right, for this team. It just, you know, maybe helps a little bit at times with a bit more damage, as it only influences one of his passives that sometimes, which one is it, Starving Chakram, that is, sometimes he, you know, does an extra attack, but it's on a 5-turn cooldown, so you know, it's not the best, but I guess it helps, right? It helps a bit. Now, when it comes to equipment, he's running a speed set plus a crit rate because obviously his damage scales off of attack, but also off of speed. So I chose to give him the speed set with damage. Total stats, you see 2.2k attack, 51% crit rate, you know, crit damage pretty low. We're still not quite there. And 156 attack speed, but also some effect accuracy because obviously he can land at attack speed decrease. I want him to have some effect accuracy. Then I guess that's about it for his build. And then the last one I think is going to be, yep, last one is Baldwin. You can see even has some 3-star gear, right? Like 4 of his pieces are 3-star gear, then 2 4-star pieces. So there's a lot of improvement, but he still works. He's amazing. He's running Vigor and Life set. You pretty much want him to be survivable, and I guess a little bit of effect accuracy can help because in his Frost Relic, he has a chance to land attack penalty. As you saw, he landed at attack decrease from his second skill, so that can help us. Then we're talking about his total stats. He's not even level 60 yet, but he's 6-star, level 59, 3-star awakened, and awakened, is it awakened? Yes, 3-star awakened, because, you know, awakened, ascended, too many words sometimes. Then when it comes to passive, I do have one skill up in this one, which pretty much increases the chance of him removing that abnormal status, and this is the main component he brings to the fight apart from his skills on the relic, is the fact that he has a 50-50 chance to remove abnormal statuses from everybody, and because having Chivalry 1, he then lands defense increase 3 for 1 turn. So that's, you know, that's kind of his role over here. Then we're talking about relic. It's only 4-star, level 30, 2-star awakened. It's the Frost one. He brings the sheer damage, which pretty much protects everybody, defense increase for 2 turns, and then also he has a chance to land attack decrease, which if he procs this twice, he pretty much puts 2 times the attack decrease too. So he's definitely, if you don't have the better, you know, the better options, the legendaries, which I just pulled, if you saw a few days ago, I just pulled the legendary option for, you know, the abnormal statuses. I'm quite sure I'm gonna build that one to, I'm not trying to spoil it, right? I'm trying not to spoil it, so you guys won't go and watch the video if you want to see what I summoned, but for now, he's amazing, right? If you don't have a legendary, he brings a perfect kit. Defense up, attack penalty, sheer damage, remove abnormal status. He's just perfect for this fight. But yeah, that's pretty much my team. That's me beating Master of Death on stage 5, which I'm really excited about because, again, I can start getting the talismans for my legendary so I can start leveling up their passes because, you know, they require quite a few. So it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be a while of farming, but it's gonna be totally worth it. So yeah, we're gonna leave it at this for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.
Fight with honor. Vanquish the wicked, and you may prove worthy of your legacy.